Hey there, artist. So I'm going to show you a new printmaking technique that is called marbling. And this technique is really cool because it really focuses on shape. That's one of those 6 elements of art, those parts that are in each artwork. So you are going to be able to create some really unique shapes and also use some really fun colors to do this neat technique called, again, marbling. So to marble, I'm going to use an ink called Suminagashi ink, and because marbling is really popular in Japan. That's where this ink comes from. And what I'm going to do is I also have a little tray that has water in it. You might not be able to see that. And I put some stuff in it already to make the water a little thicker. Now, sometimes the marbling turns out brighter than others, and that's no problem. So another thing I want you to think about when you're doing this is to fill the space. Remember, that's another one of those elements of art. If you fill the space, like this one, the colors are really neat, but I didn't fill the space. There's a lot of negative space, blank space around, so it's automatically less interesting. Maybe if I put it in a corner or something. Anyway, enough of that. I hope you're excited to see this technique. So you are going to get a little tray that has just a little wee bit of ink in it and some toothpicks. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a toothpick, and you can already see it. Well, maybe you can't see, but I've already used this toothpick. And so each side can go to a different color. So I've got a little red already on this one. I'm going to dip it in the red. It doesn't matter what colors. You pick your colors. And I'm going to just dot it on top of the ink. Did you see that? Did you see how the ink fanned out? And then I can flip that toothpick over, and I could use a different color if I choose. I could put it right in the center. You can use the same toothpicks over and over again, all right? You can go back and forth using as many different things as you like. I'm gonna put another dot right in the center. Do you see the concentric circle shapes that you're making? Or I should say I'm making. Okay, and I can go back and forth doing this as many times as I want. The more rings and colors you put in, the more interesting your artwork is. Like, I could stop now, but it's not gonna look as nice. All right, so I don't always have to go right in the center too. For example, oh gosh, I'm getting them all mixed up now. Well, here we go. What if I put it here? And you can change the shape like that too. So I'm pushing out the circles to try to experiment with my shapes and my colors. Remember, experimenting is one of those 8 techniques that artists always use. All right, so just for fun, let's go ahead and just take some black, and I'll put it in some other places to see what happens. I could do the same thing with one of the other colors. Experiment, play, watch each other. Okay, so when you think that you have your paper, or excuse me, let me rewind. I forgot to tell you that your paper is going to be this size, so it looks like this. I've already put my name on the back, and you should also put your teacher code. I can lay it around, not on top, to see, will the space be filled? Okay. Other things that you could do are you can take a toothpick without the ink on it, and I can slowly pull the colors around, kind of like you're ice skating. Don't stir it up. I don't want the inks to sink to the bottom of the tray. Right now they're laying on the top. And I could pull through. There's other things you could use, other tools, like a fork also works. It's essentially like a toothpick except with 4 prongs. Don't stir it up all crazy, then you're gonna lose your shapes and your colors, and it's gonna become a muddled mess. So, once you're like, I think I like the pattern that I'm going for, maybe I'll add one more dot just for fun on top. Oh, that didn't do anything. Boop. Then you're going to get your paper and you're going to gently lay it on top of the ink. See if it fills the space, that you like the colors and the shapes. lay it on top. Don't push it under. You might just have to push the corners a little bit if they are curling up. And then you're just going to pull it out. And there you go. That is what I've just printed. That's going to go on the drying rack. And you can see the space is full, all of the colors, the different shapes that you've made. All right, folks, I hope that you try some Suminagashi marbling today, and I look forward to what you're making. Happy arting!